Hello, everybody, and welcome back to In the Ring with Termite and Mr. S. Well, we got another good one, Mr. S.
We do. Welcome back. We've got a gentleman that's going to inspire you by the things that he's overcame. A boxer that had an impressive amateur run, incredible pro run. He sparred with some greats. Name some of the names that he sparred with.
With Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, and there's many other. We'll let him share all that with us.
We'll let him share that. And then not only that, I think one of his biggest fights in life is things outside of the ring in terms of his traumatic childhood and a very horrible accident that he's going to tell us about.
Yeah, and just the childhood event will bring so many things to your mind of maybe what some of you have went through. And you got to hear this one. It's worth texting right now and telling everybody to get on here. You can go to YouTube, In the Ring with Termite, Mr. S.
And our YouTube channel or right here on the Facebook.
Or right here on the Facebook. You just don't want to miss this one. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be gut-wrenching. It's going to be touch your heart. And it's going to be fun.
It is.
Yeah.
So before we bring him on, let's get caught up. What I like to do is, get caught up on your movie progress.
Yeah.
Because that's just exciting stuff. And why don't you just bring us up to speed? What is the latest on where that stands?
Well, I got to tell you, I've taken...
And I'm sorry, let me summarize for people that might be joining. They're making a movie about your life.
Yes, sir.
As a boxer and what you did in Iraq.
Yes, sir.
And brought them to the Olympics. So
yes, sir.
Most people we know, but just in case they don't, we'll set that stage.
Yeah. So if you recall, we took it back from a pretty prominent person for some different reasons. We took the production away from them, and we got the Angel, not the Angel. Please forgive me for that. We got the Sailor Brothers. The Sailor Brothers are making this happen along with John Duffy and Stefan. And we got 4 producers that are making this happen. And Mr. S, it is happening like crazy now. We're in the planning stages. We're going to be doing an event that we'll talk about later on this. I'll just kind of touch on it right now. We're going to have a bunch of people that have money to spare, and they will be investors. Yes,
things happen,
and they will be investing in this movie. Right now, we're raising $3 million so that we can go ahead and tie down the actor. And we've got a couple of them. I can't give you exactly who it is, but some good ones.
You allowed to say any of the names, or you kind of
some of the names that I'll just say this so that I don't get in trouble, but that we are considering is Matthew McConaughey, Josh Brolin, Bradley Cooper.
I know we've mentioned those before, and they're still on the table.
They're still on the table. Christian Bale, and we've got some others. There's been a couple of other ones added, and it's gotten so much that soon we're going to be able to just talk about this for a whole hour again.
It's going to get there.
Yeah.
And I think this is an exciting, just for maybe somebody else wants to make a movie.
Yeah.
There's people out there that do a story. So kind of update how this is, the process, the business side of it, taking a good story, and the producers and all the things that are involved, the amount of money that you've got to raise for shooting locations and the promotion. So it's a very interesting thing. I think I'm interested in it. I don't know if everybody else is, but I think it's really cool.
Mr. S, there's going to be a big event coming up that we're going to have a bunch of investors come, and we're going to feed them steaks, and we're going to be talking to them. We're going to tell them our story, and then sign some people up, and it's fixing to get real exciting.
So I'm assuming at this event, so this investor event, you got some folks with some deep pockets that want to be a part of something. Obviously, most people want to get their money to make money, and they're going to hear your story. So I'm assuming you're going to go up there and tell your story, inspire, and hopefully get them to write some checks and
That's
say,
exactly
you know
right.
what, that sounds like a great story. They're going to make a movie out of that. That's going to make money. I can make a return on my investment. That's kind of the whole hype. That sounds like fun.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be a couple of events, by the way. I haven't even told you this one. I just met a man just a few days ago that invited me to come play in a golf tournament in California. and tell my story. And the people that are going to be there are going to be all people that invest, that have the money to do
In
that.
California, I guess that's kind of a perfect market for
Yes.
investing in movies too.
And everybody in this, he said that almost everybody in this golf tournament will be people that have the potential of making this happen. You know, we're doing a $20 million movie. We first got to raise $3 million so we can go ahead and tie up the actor. And once we tie that actor up, that'll be a whole story in itself when we come on here, because we're going to keep all the people informed and updated on each step of the way. And anyway, once we get that 3 million, and whoever puts that 3 million up, or it may be multiple people, and they'll get a piece of or percentage of
Yeah,
the.
it's like an investment. They kind of
It's an
like
investment.
equity stake.
Yes, and the people out there that might be interested, you can send me something on termitewatkins@yahoo.com. Just send me an email, termitewatkins@yahoo.com. And
You know what we should do? I don't know if they've talked about this. We should do a little web page that talks about your story, kind of like a little sales pitch.
yep, yeah,
With you making a video and people can see it. Hey, go to this website.
yep. We've got a fan page that we haven't been keeping up real much, a whole lot on it, but
I mean, more like an investor page. Hey, if you wanna
well,
invest,
you're
check this
exactly
out.
right. You're exactly right. So we've got one event that's going to go here in Houston. We're trying to narrow the date down. It's either September the 8th or, and I really don't want to say because of the other one, I can't remember for sure what date it is, but we're narrowing the date down. Anybody that would like to come to that, we would love to have you come. We're going to feed people a steak, and we're going to meet, and we're going to have my team. John Duffy's going to come up, say a few words as a producer. The Sailor brothers, they'll come up and talk about things, and then, we're hoping that we get to 3 million first, which would be great. If not, we'll raise it then, and then we can make our deal with an actor. And so that's how far along it's come. We're getting close all the time.
Closer and closer.
Closer
Baby
and closer.
steps.
And so back to the deal in California, they want me to come tell my story and inspire the people after the golf tournament. And they'll have cards out. And if they want to invest, they can write a little, their information on it, stuff like that. So it's going forward. I want to give a big shout out to Bob, my partner in my pest control business. He has really got behind this and is really making things happen. Soon, very soon, within probably the next 30 days, we'll be able to have like a little 3-minute video that we'll be able to release on here. And
cool.
It's going to be pretty exciting.
The sizzle, is that what that's called?
This is a
trailer?
sizzle. This one is more of a sizzle. This one's only about 3 minutes, and it's all AI, and it'll be telling people about the story in just a few minutes. It'll be showing a crash that happened over there, and I can't give it away because it's
Yeah,
pretty
don't say too
exciting.
much.
Yeah, but it's exciting few minutes. And I say 3 minutes, it could go up to 8 minutes. And so it's going to be pretty exciting. We'll show this to our investors, and then we're going forward every day now.
Every day is a step forward.
Every day is a step forward.
Awesome.
Yeah. So tell me, we talked about me. What's going on with you?
It's just the same with me, going forward, baby steps. There's a lot of different things that I've got going on. Not a movie, obviously. I actually am working on a story. I don't even
Okay.
think I've told you about that.
You haven't.
No,
You're holding out.
no, I am. Excuse me. I am working on a story that eventually I think could be made into a movie.
Okay.
And I'm really kind of learning, what you're going through.
Yeah.
Taking notes.
Yeah.
And so for me, the first stage that I'm going through is writing the story. And I was advised, I think there was a gentleman we had on one of the guests on our show, Craig Stilley.
Yeah.
He did it, and he recommended to me, this is some advice that he gave, to write the book first, publish it, self-publish it. You're not even trying to sell books, is what he's saying. But once it's published, then you actually can own
You own the rights.
intellectual rights. You're not
Right.
worried about someone stealing your story.
Right.
So that's the process I'm going through.
That is
and
so
then
cool.
eventually, I'll have to tell you more about the story, but
Yeah.
it's fun stuff.
Hey guys, y'all may not know this, but this man is brilliant, and he's an engineer by trade.
You always say these things. It makes it hard for me to live up to all this. Good
Oh
stuff
no,
you say
but it's
about me.
true. He's an engineer by trade, and we say a few words on the company.
Not right now.
Okay, well, hey, I'm not going to say it. We got to say it before we leave.
We will. We'll do.
Okay.
We'll do some. Of
Okay,
this.
we got to, because they may need you.
I think so.
I think they do need you.
Well, if you go ahead, say it.
Okay, we'll just touch base a little bit right now. So his company, they the easiest way to say it is they fix hydraulics,
Repair hydraulic components.
and there's a lot of companies out there that has cranes or backhoes or whatever, and the hydraulics may.
Yep. Oil and gas, drilling
Yeah,
rigs.
company's
frac
called
fleet.
Texas Hydrostatics, and well, actually, I think there was going to be a name change.
Yeah,
for it.
renamed it to Texas Fluid Power.
Please forgive me.
That's all right.
It just dawned on me. Texas Fluid Power. Texas Fluid Power. Now, it may take me a time or two to remember
That's
that.
okay.
Texas Fluid Power, if you need something in hydraulics. And let me tell you, these guys are good. They're quick. They get right on top of it. They make things happen. And they'll help you. You know, if something breaks down and you get in a bind, call them. And they'll help you. What's the number?
Number
We're going to do this. We're going to do it right.
Sure, 281-592-2701.
Say it one more time.
281-592-2701.
Okay. And what'd you say?
What's that?
Say it one more time.
One more time? 281-592-2701.
Okay, you have no reason not to have got that. All right, so when you need something fixed with hydraulics, give them a call.
Appreciate it, Termite.
All right. Go ahead.
I think we should go ahead and bring on our guest.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I was fixing to suggest
I don't
that.
want to do another commercial.
Well, I'm really excited about this guest, because the more that I knew of him, and or I should say we knew of each other, and he is got an incredible life story, and one that could be made into a movie.
I think so.
And we're gonna tell it when he gets on here. But if you got to use the bathroom, you got to go do something, get a drink of water, go do it, because you don't want to miss this. This is going to be exciting. It's a true story of overcoming, and at a young age, they're in middle age, and now he's overcoming.
He's going through a whole different challenge that we'll let him walk through.
And that's the same way it is with our people.
It's always something.
Yeah, always something. And we know that our platform is about overcoming. And this man has overcome and is overcoming right now.
And he's going to inspire. So overcoming and hopefully inspire you to overcome.
So I think you should bring him on. You got that good voice. And
Well,
you
we've got Jeremiah that does the good voice. So
Man,
you forgot about
that's
that part.
true.
So cue the Jeremiah introduction, if you will, Jarrell.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event on In the Ring with Termite to Mr. S. Tonight's guest is a powerhouse in and out of the ring, a two-time Silver Gloves champion, Golden Gloves winner, and Junior Olympic standout with 230 amateur victories. He turned pro, went 23-3 and scored 15 KO victories, taking on top contenders and battling for the WBO Cruiserweight title. Known for his grit, discipline, and relentless style, he is the pride of the South, the one they call Adam Slot Donkey Richards.
Well, Adam, we're so glad to have you.
Yes, sir. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, and you know what I like about this guy? He loves the Lord. He went to church with me Sunday, and incredible. Him and his family.
Yes, sir.
And and we want to give a big shout out to them for coming, and thank you so much. And Mr. S, take off from here.
Well, I have had the honor and the pleasure of speaking to you before this, just to get to know you. And we're going to, usually, we do questionnaire for our guests, and some of the things that you're going to talk about are just mind-boggling.
Yes,
and
sir.
I think that people are going to really enjoy your story and be inspired by the things you've gone through and what you're going through. And I was looking at one of your answers, and I was struck by the line. I had to write it down here. The best success was walking through hell and still being able to walk.
Yes, sir.
That says a lot.
Yes, sir. It does.
What kept you walking through all of this?
Just I had made it to the point to where I wasn't going to give up anymore. I was ready for this life change, and I knew that God had He had something different planned for me, and I had been praying, and it was time for that life change, and I'm glad it happened.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves and let's back up. So go ahead and you said you were always as a kid. So we're going to start back. Let the people get to know you. Pull the mic up a little closer to you.
Yes, sir.
So for the people that don't know you, you're a successful boxer. We've got some of your slides and photos shown in the back as we're talking. Let's start out. Where are you from? How you grew up, and we'll get into some of that more with your dad. I know that's a big part of it, but. Where are you from?
I'm from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. It's a small, well, it was small, but it's a big college town now. Murfreesboro, Tennessee, my whole entire life, and then I eventually moved to Texas in 2004, 2005. Yes, sir.
Well,
What got you started in boxing?
that's what I was just fixing to ask you. Tell us.
I knew
this.
you were. I was just waiting.
And that's the best part is actually I walked pigeon-toed and had a walking disability. The doctors kept telling my parents to put me in a sport that taught me balance. And of course, I wanted to play hockey. And they said it was too physical, so they put me in boxing. It's kind of funny. It's a little funny.
Well,
Funny.
I mean, hockey does have boxing and skating, so I could see that.
Right.
You just
So-
move the skating part.
Right. So it was still physical, but and so we put it in there, and it corrected my pigeon toe. But I loved it. It was just something about it that I loved, and until all the bad things started happening. But it was a passion. It was a love, and I don't regret any of it.
You said you loved it, and I'm going to talk about a part that hits home to me right now. At a young age, it was a love to hate sport because you loved it because it got you it got us the attention.
Right.
And when we won, it was great. But for both of us, I want to hear your story. When you lost, it wasn't so great.
No, it was not great at all. The reason why that my amateur career was so many victories and very little.
Which was, tell us what your amateur career was.
I don't have it on hand. It was over 200, 230, 240 fights. I believe I lost 10, maybe 9, 10. Just for the sheer fact that any time that I would lose a fight, anytime I lost it to anything, it would be worse when I got home than it would be losing a fight. If I had lost an amateur fight, I'd get home and I would nearly get beat to death. It would start hitting me with a belt, and it'd go from my butt to my neck, from my neck to my bottom of my calves.
This was your father?
This was my father, yes. He wanted the champion. He wanted a winner. Growing up, I was always told, you're too fat, you're too slow, what's wrong with you? And I guess he thought it was motivating me, and it was destroying me. I remember in Laverne, Tennessee. It was Kerry Forrest's original gym. And we had some fights coming up, and I was so nervous because I was fighting a bigger kid, and I was maybe 8 years old at the time, 8 or 9. I was young. And I remember I was so afraid to lose. I had went to the restroom, locked the stall, and I sat on the toilet, and I actually prayed. I prayed to God to just let me die in the ring. I'd rather die in the ring than lose and go home and be beat. Wow. And this went on for years, and nobody knew it, even down to my coach at the time. He had no clue. He does now once, a lot of this is airing out. But yes, my father wanted the champion, and no matter what, if I didn't win, he was going to win. So
Now, when you say nobody knew, I mean, is it something that as a child you just were scared to talk about? You might get beat even more if you told somebody, or
yeah, pretty much. It was one of those, my mom said that, she didn't know a lot of things, but we all know. I mean, you have to know something.
Yeah.
But as a young kid, I didn't want to say anything, do anything, because, I didn't want the repercussion of it. My dad finding out about it and I get another beating. So it was just one of those, as grown men now, we just tuck everything into that dark place and forget it's there. And, a lot of times, that happens still to today, and that's why we're here to help these people to make
That's
sure
right.
they know it's going to be okay.
I agree.
You mentioned the name Kerry Farr. I want to give a shout out to him. I was on his podcast. Because of Kerry Farr, he's here with us.
Yes.
So, Kerry, thank you so much. And Kerry's a great man. He's had some world champions. He's done so much for the boxing sport. But, back to you. One of the things that is even, to me, as bad as the getting beat is living with always trying to prove yourself to get that that pat on the back, or that okay, you did good. I look back and I realized at a young age that when I won, then I made everybody happy. And I'm going to just use everybody instead of pointing out any name. Mm-hmm. I made people happy. And then you grow up trying to get better. We talk about him having 230 fights, only losing 8, 9, or 10. I have a great record. I have 128 wins and 10 losses as an amateur. And he has 230-something fights, lost count, and the same amount,
Impressive.
8, 9, 10. So I'm impressed.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
But I totally understand what you mean. You start fighting to get that pat on the back. You start fighting so that you don't get in trouble. You start fighting to make people happy. That you learn that you can make people happy by winning.
Yes.
So, my hat's off to you, and I'm sorry you went through the other stuff because it's tough.
Oh, it's always tough. I mean, life is tough, but that's you have another day. You live another day.
Yep.
Well, we jumped through the intro. We're gonna ring the bell and jump into a little bit more in depth on. We're gonna explore this some more.
Yes, sir.
So on round 2, really just want to kind of get really deep into, I guess with your father, mentally going through that, how, I guess, describe the moment when you already said there was a moment in the stall you just wanted to die. Like really prayed to the Lord. Obviously, you kept going and kept going. And when did you, I guess, feel defeated? Was there any moment?
The moment I felt defeated actually had nothing to do with boxing.
Really?
It was after I had retired. I was working for a company, and I'm a hard worker. That was the one thing that my parents, it was a consistency and work hard. And that's what I did. And I helped a lot of bosses, a lot of people under me, move them up and on false promises. Mm-hmm. And I did my job. They didn't do theirs. And just made life miserable. Well, I hit the bottle. I started drinking heavily. And this in particular moment was probably one of the worst. I eventually quit and went and got a bottle of vodka at the time, and I drank, and felt sorry for myself in that moment of self-pity, and thought I was worthless, thought I wasn't worth being around.
You were hurting.
I was hurting that nobody knew but me. I was fighting that battle that we all fight, that some people lose on the inside, and I almost did. On this day, I remember going home. I had enough of life. I had enough of myself. I hated everything about myself. I wasn't in a right spot. Well, I had just bought a brand new leather belt, and I had a ladder. I was home by myself. After I had a handful of drinks, I figured it'd be let's just do it.
Just
I'm
get it
gonna,
over
I'm
with.
just get it done. I'm done. I'm tired.
How old were you at this point?
I was in my 40s, early 40s.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it all led, a lot of it led up to this. I mean, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of, just a lot, life. And I climbed up on a little step stool ladder, put a belt around my garage door, and tried to hang myself. And put it around my neck, and I kicked the stepping stool from me. I hung there for a minute on a brand new leather belt, brand new, because I figured it would do the job. I wasn't that big yet. And as I hung there, the belt broke. The brand new leather belt broke. I fell to the concrete, burst out in tears. Because at that moment, I knew God had something different for me.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was the start of this life change.
Man.
Wow.
And so you described, I think one of the things I like to emphasize is you're a fighter.
Yes, sir.
Strong guy, mentally, physically. So for someone like you to get at a place like that, that's, I mean, obviously to fight and do what you've done, you have to be mentally tough, physically tough. So that just kind of emphasizes like how tough this was.
Yes, sir.
And it's like you just felt
I was
like you just couldn't even, it's a battle you just can't fight anymore. And I guess sometimes you just get tired of fighting.
Yes, sir. And you're absolutely correct. I mean, I had everything I felt like was everybody else's problem, and I should be this and I should be that. Just self-pity. I was swimming.
Looking into yourself.
I was swimming in self-pity. And it happens to all athletes. It happens to
happened to me.
happened to everybody.
Yeah.
And you got to know that you're going to be all right. That's the devil. He's poking the bear. That's the
Yeah.
devil. And you just always got to know that, life.
And you recognize that. You
Yes.
recognize the self-pity. Was it on the floor that moment? When did this
It
moment
was
happen?
when I hit the floor. I knew it was. I tell a lot of people that I'm on borrowed time, and I know that my wife's going to be. I can't believe you would say that, and I do tell people that I feel like I'm on borrowed time because I probably shouldn't be here right now, and I am, and I'm blessed to be able to tell my story so I can help the young or the middle-aged or even the older that life isn't that bad. I mean, it could be much, much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, God's got more plans for you. You were amateur. When did you start amateur? What age?
I went to the gym at 7, but my dad's mother would not let me box at that time.
Okay.
So unfortunately, she passed away within 6 months later, and then my dad put me right at a boxing gym. So,
Okay.
So around 8 years old, I would say.
Okay, and when did you turn pro?
I turned pro at 19.
19. Now, you had some 230 fights. You
Yes, sir.
lost 8, 9, or 10. That's incredible.
Yes, sir.
That's incredible. And so when you turned pro, was it hard making that shift from amateur to pro? Or in my case, I had been sparring with pros all my life.
Yes, sir.
And, I say all my life. Since I was 12 years old, I had been sparring with the professional, with the men. What about you?
The same thing. Kerry couldn't get sparring partners for me because I was bigger and I was strong, and I was sparring keeping night. I was.
What was your weight at that time?
I was 100 plus. I was close to 200 pounds, I would say. By my teens, I was 200 pounds. But when I
Heavyweight.
right? Actually, it was super heavyweight. At 201 plus was super heavyweight at the time. I know it changed now, but anyone in our gym that was just too strong for my age group in our gym. So I was sparring pros. We would have to go to Nashville, Laverne, Smyrna, and spar pros just to get work.
Now, you were heavy-fisted too, weren't you?
Very heavy-handed.
Heavy-fisted, everybody means that he hit hard.
Yes, I mean I hit hard. I closed doors hard. Everything I was doing, everything is just heavy-handed. So yes, I was very heavy. So I remember we were at a fight, and I had hit my dad, was holding his hands up like mitts, and he had said some stuff to me that already riled me. It just my father was like that. He was always picking on me, and barehanded. I had my hand wraps, and he was like, hit my hands with a right, and I deliberately
Listen to this.
turned up the power on one of the right hands, and I shattered his hand, and he never held his hands up on me again. It just, and I was young, but I just wanted him to know.
Pent up anger.
Right, and that was that much power. And, you come to a time you're like, okay, I need to be respected. I'm fighting grown men, but I can't be respected by my own father.
Yeah, how did that go? So you talked about it 7, 8 years old, and at some point, you become a big boy, and your dad, and you're powerful. At what point did the tables turn when you finally realized how strong you were? Now you're gonna, I won't say put your dad in his place, but at least stand up for yourself.
I was around 14 is when I started really knocking everybody out. And the abuse stopped. That stopped.
And Dad realized, like,
right.
all right,
So
I can't
it went
push
on
too far.
Right. So, but I mean, even we're talking about the abuse in boxing. But I mean, I had it. I started playing football when I was 4. Started playing baseball when I was 5. Boxing at 8. And the abuse started when I started sports. Like, I didn't lose football games. If I had a bad game, I got a bad beating.
Wow.
He was consistent on that, at least we could say. But so it wasn't just boxing; it was everything. It was. I felt like now, as I'm 44 years old, and I look back on it, he was trying to live his life through me because he couldn't make it. So
much pressure he put it on you.
So much pressure he put on me because he wanted to say, "Oh, that's my son. Oh, that's my son." Well, of course I'm your son, and I'm doing things that you couldn't do at the time or could do ever, and you took something that I loved and nearly ruined it, and it was heartbreaking.
Is your dad still with us?
He is not still with us. My mother, still is, she's my best friend, and she's in heaven. She passed away this past Christmas, and that's why now I feel where I can air out things, because I didn't want to taint anything, because everybody has a story, and until you share it and people actually hear about it, it's a story within. And now that I don't have to worry about it.
I guess your mother's still alive. You didn't want her to have to hear some of these things.
Yes, I did not want her to hear, because I had told her some stuff that had happened and she didn't even know, and obviously started crying and et cetera. And it's just a lot of things can happen that people don't know. Athletes today, you don't know what the young kids go through. My son is 13, and he was playing baseball, and I would sit in the stands and hear parents screaming, and I'm like, man, this just brings back so many bad memories of, do this now, do that now. You're like, you can't even enjoy a game because you're afraid you're going to mess up.
Wow.
If you had a chance to talk to parents, what would you tell them right now? If there was a bunch of parents out there that you knew were doing this to their kids, what would you say to them?
I would say give them some space, honestly, and let them enjoy the sport. I mean, they're not getting paid for it. They're not getting sponsorship for it. They're supposed to do it for the love of the game. Things change once you turn professional, but when you're an amateur, it's not supposed to be so brutal. Just they need to not push them so hard. You hear it all the time: kids committing suicide, kids doing this, because are they? What is the reason?
Why?
Why? Why are they acting like this? Why at 8 years old I'm in a stall thinking about, please Lord, let me die? You always wonder what is going through someone's head, and the parents need to understand that you can't live through your kid and expect them to be a champion and still love you too, because that destroyed me and my father's relationship. I mean, it even got worse when I was a professional, because then I was getting paid for it. So it was like I'm being mistreated, and a lot of it just don't make sense.
Yeah.
You mentioned, on as far as, that upbringing in your dad, it's I would say they're kind of in their own selfishness as well.
Right.
They're not thinking of their child at that point. They're thinking of, this is my child. And I didn't, like you said, I didn't get to do what I wanted to do, so I'm living vicariously. And they put all that pressure.
Yeah.
So I guess they have to find a way to take that pressure off the kid.
Right. And it's
I guess it's got to be hard to do in their shoes.
It is, and
I'm trying to give them some grace.
Right. Well, I mean,
wake them up.
Right. But growing up, we all have a story, like I was saying before. But I never got hugs. I don't even remember times I was told I was loved. My dad was a military man, just hardcore. And everything that I am about with my son today is completely opposite of how me and my father was.
Yeah.
I make sure my son knows that I love him. I give him hugs. I do everything that I can do to have a happy family, because I didn't grow up in a happy family. I didn't get to play with kids. I mean, on my time off, I was either running. My dad would follow me in a Jeep, a truck, or a four-wheeler. At 10 years
He's
old,
intense.
running on the road. I remember passing out in front of my stepdad's house in Tennessee, because I had to lose weight because I was a chubby kid. Well, I mean, a lot of us are. And I remember he put like 3 or 4 trash bags on me. And then with a sweatshirt.
Just sweat it out.
And I'd be running in the summer, and I remember just falling out in the ditch because, I mean, it's just not worth it.
Yeah. You know, Mr. S, you're too nice to these people. You know,
I've tried it.
me and you go head to head. We're two
We
different
do.
people. We love each other, but you're too nice. I want to tell you, people out there that are doing that to your kids, stop it. Let them live their life. Help them live a good life. And maybe you need to get help if you're doing this to your kids. You know, let your kid encourage your kids and give them a chance.
I agree with that. And it's not that I'm too nice. I want them to help too, but I want them to recognize they need help. So it's not so much quit doing this, quit doing that, because any adult doing that to their child has got issues.
They definitely got
And
issues.
so if you're going to go tell them what not to do and do this, it's not even getting through to them. Something's got to wake them up. And I think there's a hurt in that parent that needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
Absolutely correct.
So I'm not being nice. I'm trying to
You're the nice
give them
guy.
some grace and like, hey, be reflective on themselves.
Yeah.
Don't do this to your kid. There's an
Right.
issue that you got. Don't take it out on your kid.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Adam, you turned pro. How many pro fights did you have?
25.
25. How many knockouts?
It has 15, but I had 16. So
Okay.
We all know that one knockout. You
It
can't take
means
a
a
knockout
lot.
from me. You can't take a knockout from me.
You know, I have 2 records that it shows on when you go to look me up, and I go by the best. And the ones that's got the most knockout, I earn those knockouts, and I want it. So you did this. You had a great pro career. Who are some of the? Well, we've already talked about some of the people.
Right.
Tell us about your relationships with people like the Mike Tysons and the Holyfields. How did you get to know them?
Well, I got to meet Mike Tyson. I got to work with Tyson. When he was in Memphis getting ready for one of his fights. But it was right before he got the tattoo on his face. And we were spending some time with him down there. It was his fighter name was What the Heck Beck, and he was from Nashville. And he was smart. We were working with Tyson at that time. So that I got to meet Tyson, really listen to him. I mean, one of the best historians in boxing you'll ever meet.
Knows so
he
much.
could sit and tell you about fights in the 30s. I mean,
The 30s.
yeah. He knows
I did not know that about him.
He is he has great knowledge on boxing.
A big reader.
Yes.
He's a big reader.
And that was all because of Acosta, because
Yeah.
he made him do that. So
Yeah.
he's a lot of people call him crazy, but he's not.
He's intense.
He is very intense, but we are an intense sport.
Yeah,
So
I admire it.
Right, and he just took it way out of control. But he still has a kind heart. He grew up with nothing. You know, a lot of, like me, I grew up with nothing. Everything that I have had to earn, and
Right.
nothing's been given to me. And anything that has been given to me, they make me feel bad about it. So it's just one of those things. You just want to go out and do your own thing. And so that's kind of what Tyson's doing. And he just got a bad rap.
And before you go into Holyfield,
Okay.
Tyson, to give him credit, is very intelligent.
Yes.
Very intelligent, reads a lot. You know, when he first turned pro, he actually come out to my house. I've told you the story, holding my daughter when she was a baby. And but he's very smart, reads a lot, and he's a historian.
He is.
I mean, it's incredible. So Holyfield. What about Holyfield?
So Holyfield, I was with a promotion company that went under because of Mike Tyson. So I had signed a contract with Chris Rowland, and I had told him that, hey, I have to get out of Tennessee. My dad, I couldn't do it no more. It's either I'm going to quit and move, or we're going to box and you're going to move me somewhere. So he told me I can either go to California or I can go to Texas. So it was either Freddie Roach, Ronnie Shields. So I was like, well, I haven't been to Texas. I haven't been to Houston. So we came down here. I actually had to try out sparring him. And I remember the day that I sparred him, the first day I sparred him, I was looking across the ring at Evander Holyfield, and I'm like, man, I have a video game with this guy's face on it, and he's about to punch me in mine. And but it was the best thing that could happen because after our sparring match, I mean, we went to war. He fired all of his prior sparring guys, and I was his chief sparring partner for 7 years. He even put me in his last book he came out with.
Oh wow!
So yeah, it was a great, and studying tapes with him. It was all knowledge. It was like going to school, and that was the best part about it. Is when we would spar, he'd show me this one shot. It was a jab. It was a jab you stick halfway out, and then you turn it over as a hook. He'd hit me with it all the time. So I learned, and I started using it on him. And he's like, I will never teach you another trick because you're going to use it against me. And I'm like, come on, Holy. So we'd always call him Holy, not Evander or Holyfield. We just call him Holy. So that's I traveled with him, and he is a great mentor as well. And we're still friends. We're actually still really good friends today. He texts me, here and there, and we stay close. So
He's a good guy, and he's been through a lot.
he has, yes, sir.
Well, I think we should ring the bell and go to the next round of kind of how you rebuilt. Obviously we've gone through some of this stuff, and I'll start by asking. And you talked about conquering a fear. What other fears have you kind of overcome?
So when I had this lifestyle change, I stopped drinking. I stopped eating processed foods, breads, everything. I mean, I went just straight clean. I just wanted to cleanse my body, and I was reading through this book, and I had a lot of notes and messages, and one of them was conquering your fears. So I conquered my fear. I didn't have a crazy fear of dark, but I wouldn't go run in the dark and that was one of the first fears I had conquered was the dark. I started my lifestyle change. I didn't tell anyone what I was doing. I would go out and I would walk because I was just too fat to run. And that's how, I was almost 400 pounds. And
do we have a photo of that we can put up, Jarrell, of when he was almost 400 pounds? I don't know if I got you that one.
This one?
No. I would have been.
Man, that's a shame. That's okay.
No.
Almost 400 pounds,
Yeah,
not in good shape.
No. I was horrible. At this time, I was on blood pressure medicine. I was on like 13 different pills. I was having things with vertigo. It was crazy. But so once I just cut everything out of my life, all the pills, for the blood pressure, my body actually healed itself. Like I used to take Claritin D every day of my life because I couldn't breathe, sinuses. I haven't had a Claritin in almost 2 years, a year and a half. I'm not on any medication. I've actually healed myself.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yes, sir.
So you had a moment in the garage.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
That moment in the garage was probably the best waking up eye opener I could have ever. It's really hard to talk about it, but it just needs to be talked about. I was in a tunnel. I was lost. I thought that all my problems was because of somebody else. I wasn't true to myself. I wasn't honest to myself. And I just recently quit a job that, like I was saying before, that I really thought I was going to move up. And I really worked hard. I did a lot of stuff. I missed family trips. I missed vacations because it was all about the work. Because I'm just committed like that. And it's like I promoted them all, and they just threw me to the trash. Like, it meant nothing to nobody. Like, what I did had no meaning. And I just couldn't take it anymore. I would wake up in the morning and look, I'd have blood on my pillow from just stress, anxiety. Just sitting on the couch, my BPM would be 120 plus.
Man.
Just sitting there. Yes, I mean, I was a bomb ready to explode. And it was just a bad show. I mean, I didn't like the man I had become. So I figured the best thing to do, let's kill this man. And no one's going to miss me anyways, right? And that's what was in my head. No one's going to miss me. Nobody loves me. Everybody just likes to be around me. So let's not be around here no more. And that was the first, that was the devil saying, do it. I need company. Go kill yourself. And I tried, and God stepped in and said, no, it's not your time. It's not your time. And like I said, it's hard to talk about, but I want to talk about it because I don't want somebody that was in my shoes do it and actually go through it. And that's what we don't want. I mean, because in life, it's you versus you. As long as the only person you have to give approval from or forgiveness from is God.
That's right.
And everybody else it's an opinion. You know, and I say that in all the best meaning that I can, but at the end of the day, it's just their opinion. It's as long as you're true to yourself and you're true to your Lord. I mean,
That's right.
I like that. It's you versus you.
yes, sir. And I tell everybody that I come across, I try to even on my hardest day, you look at me and you wouldn't think that I'm in the pain I'm in. I mean, I came here on a cane, and Mike Tyson actually taught me that. He was like, you do what you hate to do, but you look like you love doing it. So that's why I always have a smile on my face. Like, hey, how you doing today? I am blessed. I am blessed. How are you doing today? Well, so that's where it starts, is negativity. You just always want to be just positive. Always be positive. You want to be positive around positive people because it makes negative people want to be positive. It wants that person that says, well, I hate myself, that maybe they'll wake up and be like, well, hey, maybe I love myself today.
Yeah.
It's just baby steps.
And speaking of your cane, why don't you show off that cane there? It's a very unique cane.
You're right. So I given the approval of my golf club cane.
You said you refused to do a regular cane.
Right. I refused to do a regular cane. They wanted to put me on a walker. Even my wife said, hey, we need to get you on those scooters. And I'm like, no. I'm gonna make it work. So.
And we haven't even talked about why you have this cane.
I want to share something else while we're on the point, because I think there's a lot of people that hurt out there. As far as athletes, people don't understand how much athletes hurt. You get praise when you do good. As long as you're doing good, everybody loves you. And when you're not doing good, there's nobody around a lot of times.
Right.
And I can remember the days that I used to, after I retired, after I'd fought for the world championship, I didn't win. I fought a 15-round fight. And for a couple of years, I would wake up at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and just cry on the side of my bed because I didn't make it to where I thought. Now, I look back at it at a different position now. I look at it through different eyes. I look at it now, look what I got to do. I got to fight for the world championship. I got to travel around the world. But I went through that stage, that dark part of where I hurt. And people didn't realize it because, man, when I was seeing people in everyday life, they thought I was fine and dandy. But yet I would wake up and cry.
Right.
And so I feel for you because I know how you felt.
Right.
Before we go into the next deal, and let's do. Look at these pictures.
That was supposed to be a gift.
Yeah. Adam gave these to me. That's him and Holyfield. And
I'll hold that up while you do that.
Please overlook the way I'm dressed. I was 24, 25 in that picture, so I was young.
You were styling.
I was trying to. I was trying to do something.
At the time, you thought that was the hottest outfit out there.
I loved Zoo York at the time, but I thought I was cool.
Yeah. He also gave me a poster of Jack Dempsey, one of the great of all time fighters.
Yes.
And we tried to call George. George, if you're watching this, George Dempsey, we tried to call you a little bit ago, and I left what we were going to be on. I hope you made it to watch us tonight. But thank you for that. It's going to go up at our gym. And then, boy, this one is just, Mr. S, there you go. Thank you.
I'll be
What-
Dana White.
Huh? Yeah. Explain this one. It's wood.
Yes, it was carved. It was given to me as a gift. There was 2 of them given to me, and a guy had carved those out and had them nicely framed and glassed. And I have one in my personal house that's upstairs hanging. Once my mother had passed away, I had to take care of my Tennessee estate, and I had come across that, and I guess my dad had put it up because I had gave him the other one. And I guess it got broken, and I got the glass out, cleaned it out, and brought it back to Texas. And was just coming across it the other day, going through some old stuff. Like I said, I don't have nothing but time now, and I'd seen it, and it's Evander. Excuse me for that. Muhammad Ali and Joe Louis, and just there's only 2 of those.
Muhammad Ali standing over Joe Louis.
Yes, those were made just was given to me as a gift, and I couldn't wait to give it to you. So
Well, thank you so much. It
Very
means so much. And I am going to take it to the gym. I want to take it to my house, but I'm not, because you gave it to the gym, and that's where it belongs.
well, I gave it the Termite, so
Yeah,
you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, but you know, I love my kids.
Yes, sir.
At the gym, and they love stuff like this. And you don't know this yet, but you're going to come talk to them very soon,
Yes, sir.
and encourage our
I think
kids.
it'd be great.
And Mr. S is part of our gym.
Yes, sir.
And part of our foundation.
Those kids
And-
are amazing.
I'm
They
just,
need inspiration, and
Yes.
just like anything else.
I'm just blessed to be in y'all's presence, honestly.
I
I
feel
mean,
the same.
I'm sitting next to a world champion. So, I mean, it's nothing but a blessed day. I mean, I woke up, because I don't sleep real well because I'm in so much pain. I mean, like I said, I'm sitting there with a smile on my face, but knowing I need 4 surgeries.
Yeah.
So I woke up, this morning and just hurting, and like you said, I have a little chair that I crutch out to the chair, and I sit in, and it just you think about where you came from, and then you look at where you're at now. And then as I'm sitting in my chair, all I can do is look at that rail that they could have changed so much. Wow. One bad mistake, and I wouldn't have been here. It just, I wake up and I just thank God every day that I open my eyes, because it could have been a chance I couldn't have one day, but I'm here.
It's that
Yeah.
gratefulness.
Yes,
Well, let's
sir.
ring the bell, and I want to go to the next part. So to summarize, I know we've bounced around quite a bit. So you started out as a boxer. Dad was rough on you. Did amateur, professional career. Got into your job, family life. Talk to us about this next challenge out of the ring, with the reason is why you have this cane.
Well, doing this lifestyle change, I was getting close to my 1 year, and I build homes for a great Christian-based home building company.
Give him a plug. Yeah.
All right, Ravenna Homes. So I was building the model home, and models are built somewhat quick, and I was leaving the model to go to my truck to get a spray foam gun. And because I had inspectors come in, and we're doing all this, so I'm walking to my truck, and I've seen this van parked here at the stop sign. I've seen it all day long, but I'd always look up to make sure there was no one in the driver's seat. There was no one in the driver's seat. So as I kept walking, as soon as I took maybe a half a step past this parked van, I was struck by another van that wasn't paying attention, and it rolled me down the van. I believe the mirror knocked me out, which is the first time I've truly ever been knocked out. I mean, I've stepped in some buckets before, but I've never been knocked out in the bottom.
No man could knock you down, but a van had to
Right.
knock you out.
So the van, it ran over the right side of my body. I woke up on the concrete thinking, what just happened? And the items I was carrying a blower, and I was carrying my cell phone, and just flung. They were gone. I mean, I got them back, obviously. Mad. I was just mad. And because I can't believe this guy just hit me. He had just stopped. And I popped tall. I jumped up. and I was going to confront him until I made that one step on my right leg and felt it and just collapsed to the concrete. And then the fear set in. I was like, oh man, my mother just recently passed. My son had to go through that, and my wife. And now, what's going on? Am I dying? And I remember calling my boss and telling him what had just happened. And he was like, where are you at right now? I was like, I am still laying in the middle of the road. Well, not in the middle of the road, but obviously the right hand side of the road. And he said, get to a curb, get to somewhere safe. I had to drag myself to the curb. Yes,
Wow.
And then I called my wife. So she had to tell my son that I was being picked up by an ambulance because I was just ran over. And then he just broke down because those thoughts of my son had to call the ambulance for his grandmother, which was my mom, and she didn't make it back home after that. So once I got to the hospital, they did everything. They scanned my entire body. And I was blessed I had no organ damage. I had no bone broke, but I just had a lot of torn tissues. And even the doctor had said that if it wasn't for my conditioning, it could have been fatal. And if it wasn't for the good Lord of this lifestyle change I had, if I had been hit by this van at 400 pounds, I probably wouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have made it.
Yeah, I guess I should have summarized that. So after fighting and getting that's when you gained all the weight and you're almost 400 pounds.
Yes.
And then you did the lifestyle change. You lost.
I'm almost at 200 pounds right now.
Okay, so you lost all this weight, and you were basically at that point you're healthy, you're fit, and that's when you got hit by the van. So
Yes.
it's that strengthening, that conditioning. You're
Yes.
thinking if you would have got hit
Yes.
when you're overweight, you probably wouldn't have.
Oh no,
come out the same.
Not at all. I mean, even prior to this van accident, I mean, I was running 5 to 7 miles a night, every night. I was working on a half a marathon and a marathon. I had ran 2 5Ks and a 10K, and just at a record pace for my age. And I was in peak conditioning. I would go out at nighttime, like I said, and I would run. But I got to where I was running 5 to 7 miles 7 days a week. It was just, I was committed. I was committed on just trying to do better about myself, about how I felt about myself. I finally put a value on myself, and that just makes a huge difference. And then I ran over by the van. So, but on a funny note, a week prior to that, my wife, my son, and we got baptized as a family at our church.
A week prior to that.
Yeah, well, it was the Sunday prior, because I got baptized on a Sunday and I was ran over on a Thursday. So that's actually quite funny. But yeah, no, we had been baptized, and I still can't believe everything that happened. So, you know,
This is fairly recent.
Right. This has been 3 months. This has been roughly 3 months
from before today.
Right, and I still haven't had any of the surgeries yet. We're waiting on that. But you wouldn't think that I'm sitting here in pain because I have a smile on my face.
Yeah.
So, you know, like I said, life teaches you a lot. You know, life can break you and life can make you.
That's right.
It's your choice of how you choose.
Yeah.
You know, you're in control.
Yeah. Adam, you said something a while ago I want to go back to. I know this is a real touchy spot, or not touchy, but tough spot. Your mom passed away.
Yes.
Tell us about that. I know mine passed away, and that's tough. And tell us a little bit about that.
You're going to try to make me cry, aren't you?
Well, I may cry with you.
You know I got a golf club.
I do.
This ain't
I
a
do.
cane. It's a golf club.
You got a golf club. You know what I got in the other room.
The sad part is mine's right there on that couch.
Let's have a shootout.
We're in Texas.
That's it.
Yes. So my mother, even though I every morning I wake up, I thank God, and I tell God to tell my mom hi, or tell her I love her, I miss her. By far my best friend.
That's all right. Well, I know. I feel you.
Yep. So we flew her down because I wanted to spend all the holidays with her this year. I just wanted to spend every one. She was going to
So
be
this
there.
has been recent.
This was last year. This was right before Christmas. So she
Not
was,
even a year ago.
No, she was with us Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Well, almost Christmas, but she was going to be with us till after New Year's, because we're eventually I was going to buy the house in front of us, and I was going to move her into this house, and that was the plan. I mean, the plan was perfect, and we were having a great time. Well, I remember on the Sunday we went to a restaurant, and she had eaten, and we had just the best time at church, best time at lunch. Just we was just I was so happy. You know, it's the first time I really seen that she was having a great time. You know, and so on this Sunday night, I usually do my night run. It's just something that helps me. And I took off running, and I made it to the park, which is roughly about a mile. And something kept saying, "You need to go home. You need to go home.
Wow.
Spend time with your family. Play a game. You need to go home." And usually I'm going to fight him, but I just get this. I need to get it. I done another lap. It kept telling me. So I just stopped, turned around, just jogged back to the house. You know, my wife and my mom was like, "Hey, what are you doing back?" So I was like, "I don't know. I had the feeling that I just needed to spend time with y'all. I don't know what it is." So we had a great night. You know, we all went to bed. I get up super early. I get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock every morning, because that's where I go to work out before I go to work. And she was in the kitchen sick. She was so sick, sweaty, sick. She'd been nauseous, throwing up all night. And I was like, "Oh, I hope it's not food poisoning." I was like, "All right, Mom, I'm going to make you a doctor's appointment, and then I'll take you after work." So I helped her back to the bed. I got her, put her in the bed, covered her up. And then I had texted my wife, and I said, "Hey, my mom isn't feeling well. Will you check on her before you leave?" So she did, and she said, "Hey, Adam, she doesn't look well." I was like, "Well, I already have her doctor appointment for 5 or 6 o'clock that afternoon," and this was on a Monday. And I was working on the house. I was getting ready to close on the Wednesday of that week. And my son had called my wife and said that, "Hey, Grandma's really sick. I need to call 911. He's 12 at the time. Actually, he was 13 at the time. I lied to you. 13 had to call 911. So my wife tells me that. I dropped everything I was doing. I mean, I had a house that was nearly finished, and I was like, I'm out. I called my boss, told him what was going on. He said, "Get home, take care of your family."
Yeah.
So I would say that I went from Interstate 99 to 45, and it usually takes me about 35, 40 minutes. I think I made it in less than 20. That F-150.
You were booking.
That F-150
Booking,
can
yeah.
run. I love that truck. But by the time I got there, my neighbors could hear me coming through the neighborhood. I mean, just tires squealing around curb, trying to get home. By the time I got there, the ambulance was there, police was there. I just left my truck in the middle of the street, and one of my neighbors went and parked it for me. Ran in there, trying to see what was going on with my mom. We didn't know what was going on. They took her to the hospital. We think that maybe it's just she's dehydrated. So they're running all the tests, the same tests they run on me when I got hit by a car. So this was going to take a little bit of time. This was late. I told my wife to go ahead and go home, be with our son, and then I'll just tell you what's going on. And then when she gets out, I'll just bring her home. It'll be fine, you know. About an hour later, the doctor comes and says, "Hey, your mother's in really bad shape." I'm like, what do you mean?" The lower half of her intestines is dead. She has multiple blood clots, and we need to do major surgery. Well, let's get it. Why are we talking about it? Don't talk about it, be about it. Just do it. She's like, "She can't have surgery. She's too weak, too sick. She'll die in surgery."
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, whoa. You're not giving me any options here. She's like, "Yeah, you know," and you hear this from a doctor, you have to question, you know, is this real? So I asked this female doctor, and I was like, "I need you to be honest with me, 100% honest. If this was your mom laying here, and I was the doctor, I just gave you this news, what would what would you do?" And she's like, "Just let her be in peace. We'll give her enough medicine so she's not hurting, so that she can rest, and
Wow.
she'll pass in her sleep." And I mean, I went from just having fun with my mom the day before, at lunch and everything else, and to now I got to think about burying her. And man, I mean, I'm about to start crying. And excuse me.
I'm with you.
Sorry. So I called my wife, and I told her what was happening, and she couldn't believe it. And I was like, "Well, I'm going to be here, and I'll keep you posted on what's going on." Well, about 4 hours later, my mom passed away. And
It's hard.
Well,
yeah.
you know, I want to turn this around and get on a good note.
Thank you.
She knew Jesus.
She did. Yeah. She loved the Lord. She was happy that I had changed my life. And I think...
So you got to see you turn it around.
Yes. I think that's why she was at ease. She could finally go rest. She didn't have to worry about me.
Yeah.
And
because you were almost 400 pounds.
Yep.
Shortly before that, she got to see you become a new man.
She watched me run my first 5K.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in the Houston Marathon.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I know it's tough. I lost my mom. It's really, really tough. And, you know, the Bible says that life is like a vapor. It's here 1 minute and gone the next. I want to tell you, everybody out there, your loved ones, whether it be your children, whether it be your husband, your wife, your best friends, man, enjoy the time you can with them, because that scripture, life is like a vapor. It's here 1 minute, gone the next, is so true. They're here 1 minute and then they're gone. Now, to turn this around though, your wife played a major part in helping you recover from this.
Yes.
Isn't it incredible what a wife can do?
It is. I mean, I'm blessed. You have no idea. She. Everybody always thinks I'm the rock. She is my rock.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like I'm the one that's supposed to look tough all the time. You know, I'm that guy. It's like us as boxers. They always say that we should be put in a glass case and only be broken for emergency reasons only. You know, so we're always the tough guy. You know, and until we're not. And this injury, I don't know where I would be without her. I mean, honestly, it's I don't do well on letting people do things for me, because the way I was raised, you know, like I said, if anyone ever did anything, it'd make me feel bad about it. So all that flashed in my head. I still want to try to do this and that, and I can't. So my wife finally, my wife is just like, finally was like, you have to stop doing whatever you're doing. I have you. You're in good hands. And
what is her name?
Siobhan Richards, and I'll spell it for you. Chevon. So we call her Chevy. Chevy, yeah, and she drives
like a rock.
Right. So no, just truly blessed. I mean, but going back to what you're saying about your parents, and I tell everyone that I come across, if your mother or your father's still alive, no matter what, you need to at least tell them you love them, hug them, because there'll be a day that won't happen.
Yeah.
You know. So just, if you have it, enjoy it, because there'll be a time that you won't, and then you're going to regret not being able to have that moment of, can I have a hug?
Yeah.
You know? So it just...
Say what you got to say. Don't hold it.
Yes.
And the regrets is so important. Make sure you tell them how much you love them, so that when that does happen, you don't have any regrets.
No.
Because regrets is something that stays with you for a long time.
Yes.
And so just tell people you love them. You know, I love this guy. You know, we're great friends. I love his family. My wife, you know, I probably tell my wife I love her literally 10, 15, 20 times a day, because I do.
I know, I do. Exactly.
Yeah.
I do the same. And my son does the same. And one of my wife's friends had said, why do you always say you love each other so much during the day? And why not?
Why not?
I mean, does it hurt?
Because it could be the last time.
Right. You never know. Like, I went to work and I almost didn't come home. You know, it just, you never know when it's that time. You always just want to make sure that your family knows that you love them. I never got that growing up. I mean, I still to today, I don't know if my dad even loved me. I am writing a book, by the way, and in the first part of the book says, I don't know if I was born or bred, because like a workhorse. I mean, yeah, I had two older sisters, and then me, and they didn't get a quarter of what I went through.
You're the son.
Yes, and it just, I mean, it's
they had different lives.
Different lives.
Well, we got to wrap it up. Let's ring the bell and try to bring this to a close. We can go all day long and listen to these things.
We can go all day long.
So I want to continue as we go to the next section on your dad. Did you ever like kind of reconcile, or did he just he passed as hard as he was the whole way?
We wind up At the end, once my son was born, we were once my son was born, it helped a lot. But he was still, a little rough on me, and me and him had a discussion one day. We got into a huge fight. My wife and my son and I, we flew down to Tennessee, and my dad was just having a bad day, and we got into a huge fight. We're coming back from a restaurant because he would like to punch me or pinch me while I'm driving. And I don't know why. I had a newborn baby in the car. I'm like, it just don't make any sense to me. So we got into a huge fight. I was just done. He didn't treat me like a man. He still treated me like a boy. And so me and him had a discussion in the bedroom. My family, my wife and son obviously my wife wasn't there. And I said, this is it. I am done. This is it. I don't want to see you no more. I can't do this. You're still treating me like a child when I have my child. And I'm done. When I want to see mom, I'm going to fly her to Texas. Have a nice life. Wow. And I think that broke him, because after that, he was nicer. He had actually called me, but I still never got, I love you. I don't think I ever heard my dad say, Adam, I love you, or Swamp, I love you, or anything,
Yeah, Swamp, by the way, everybody, is what everybody calls him.
Yeah.
Swamp Donkey.
Swamp Donkey.
Swamp Donkey was his fighting name.
Yes, but it ain't a donkey no more. I
Swamp
changed
Diesel?
it to Swamp Diesel.
I like it.
Yes, but I mean, it took it to that point to him to treat me like a man, and things got a little bit better. But I mean, that was a year later he died, and he died of congestive heart failure because of his way of life. It's like
He was a stressed man, it sounds like.
he was all of the above.
He had issues.
So he did, and it just he didn't have a good lifestyle. My family just didn't have a good lifestyle. And as you can see, I was almost 400 pounds. I was starting to gradually go into that same lifestyle, and then when that all happened to me, it was I'm not doing it. I promised my son he will not witness me go in and out of hospitals on a daily basis, and I do not want to die in a hospital bed. Like, I just will not do that to my son. I can't, and I promised him that. And this is one reason why I'm in the best shape of my life. When I did get hit by that van, you know what my son asked my wife? Well, his mom, sorry. Did Dad damage the van? That's what I love. That's
great.
I know. And
Who won, the van or my dad?
That's what he said. He's like, Mom, did he damage the van? And I told him.
I love it.
Once I came home in a brace and crutches and all this, and he hugged me, and I'm like, buddy, I was like, when I'm healed and well, I'm gonna create you a superhero. I will, and I'm
Love
going
it.
to. I mean, you just wait to see when I'm healed and well. I'm gonna be a creature, and a creature of God. But you'll see. So next time, the vans better watch out. I'm watching them now.
I got a tough one for you. Obviously, your dad was, huge impact on your life, and there's a lot, not getting the love. Do you see any positive? He obviously made you the man you were today. Would
Yes.
you be the same man today? You have to wonder.
You question yourself, and I've actually questioned that a lot. And I don't believe I would be. I wouldn't have the will and the drive that I have. Like, no one will outwork me, even no matter what. Like, if they set a goal, I break it. I set my own. That's why I always say I have no roof, because I have an endless amount of room that I'm ready to go up. So we could say him beating that into me created this person that I am. I lost that guy for 15 years. That was the 400-pound guy. I lost that will, that drive, that I'm going to go conquer the world. I found it. And all of that, the abuse that I went through, at least something positive came out of it. It built me that is unbreakable. I feel almost
You
nearly
allowed it
unbreakable.
to, I would say.
Yes.
Because it's probably already in you, and you just...
I sparked it. I don't know if maybe I tell a lot of people when I was big, we'll say I was large, I would run, and I would tell them if I was a vehicle, if I was an old Chevy or something, I would have every caution light.
all the gas
gauges.
lights were going?
Right. I mean, everything. Gas light, oil. I just needed somebody to take me to the junkyard. Right. But if it wasn't for that drive, that will of, okay, I looked at myself like I was going into a fight. I'm not going to lose this battle, because all that hit. So this is a battle against me. This is a war between me and myself.
Yeah.
And we all have that
You
war.
against you.
You against you. And that's why the gym that I go to, when I walked in there, they had this huge sign that says you versus you. And I took a picture of it because I always said that before I had that sign. And I met the owner, and me and him as friends now. And I said, I live my life by that saying. It's always you against you. It, you know, at the end of the day, how you are, whether it's weight, health, wealth, mental, you know, everything can change. You know, it's you can like I said before, you can be your greatest enemy, or you can be your greatest. You know, what's the word I'm looking for?
You're
Right.
I was going to say cheerleader, but that's not the right word.
Well, I'll let you say cheerleader.
Greatest enemy or your greatest coach?
Victor or something. Yes, you're my greatest coach. And if it wasn't for what I went through in my life, I don't believe I would be the person I am today.
What I see is a person that has taken, our platform is about overcoming. And what you've done is taken that and overcome. And it reminds me of a scripture, everything works for the good for those who love the Lord. And you've turned
Romans 8:28.
Yeah, you've turned that bad into good. And our people that are out there watching this man has lived it, he's been through it and overcome it and turned the bad into good. And such a powerful scripture, and so powerful that you have done that. You overcome.
Yes.
You got knocked down in life, you come back and you've overcome.
Yes, sir.
Which I'm impressed.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like we can go all night, but we can't.
But we
So
can't.
I want to ask you just to wrap it up by saying, if you could summarize for anybody out there that might relate to your story. You've already given some bits of advice, but kind of summarize it for us. And what would you want to try to encourage some folks?
Stay consistent. Consistency is the best thing. I mean, if you're going to do whatever you're going to do it all out. Don't halfway do it. Don't have regrets. We had used that word earlier. Like, I don't regret anything in life now. I had regrets in the past, but that was the weak version of me. So always know that is there be a better day. Listen to yourself. And Deion Sanders said it best. How do you pronounce it? They didn't make me, so they can't break me. And if anyone out there is being, because there's bullies, there's a lot of other people, just always know that there's another day. There's another day. Just always give it to the Lord. Just give it to God and just let Him take control and listen. Just listen to Him. Just, be honest. Be honest with yourself and be honest with God, because He already knows.
He already knows, yeah.
He already knows. So.
Thank you, Adam. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Swamp Diesel.
Swamp Diesel.
Love it.
Yes,
well,
sir.
we close all of our shows with telling people to keep their guard up because life does come at you.
Yes,
So do
sir.
vans.
Yes,
So we're
sir.
going to look at that camera and just
And we're going to put our guard up.
put our guard up. Right at that big one right over there.